Hey guys, so we all know zombies, right? The slow, groaning, brain-eating undead from movies like The Walking Dead or World War Z. We see them everywhere. But here's a fun fact you might not know. The word zombie wasn't even in the English dictionary until pretty recently. Seriously, so where did it come from? Its journey is actually way more fascinating than a zombie apocalypse. The word zombie traces its roots all the way back to West Africa, specifically to the Congo language, where the word Nzambi means spirit of a dead person. Think about that. Nzambi. It sounds pretty similar, right? This word traveled across the Atlantic Ocean during the horrific era of the slave trade. It landed in the Caribbean, especially in Haiti. In Haitian Creole, Nzambi evolved into zombie. But here, it wasn't just a word. It was tied to a deep and terrifying part of their folklore and voodoo religion. A zombie in Haiti was a soulless human body, reanimated through dark magic by a sorcerer, or a bokor. These weren't brain eaters. They were mindless slaves, forced to do the sorcerer's bidding. It was a terrifying concept, rooted in the very real horror of slavery and loss of free will. So how did this Haitian folklore creature shamble its way into Hollywood? We can thank a guy named William Seabrook. He was an American journalist and explorer who traveled to Haiti in the 1920s. He was fascinated by voodoo culture and wrote a book in 1929 called The Magic Island. This book introduced the concept of the zombie to the Western world for the very first time. He described them just as the Haitian folklore did, reanimated corpses controlled by a master. The idea was so strange and scary that it immediately caught Hollywood's attention. Just a few years later, in 1932, the movie White Zombie came out. This was the first ever feature-length zombie film, and it stuck pretty close to the Haitian voodoo roots, featuring a villain who turns people into mindless plantation workers. But the zombie we know today, the flesh-eating ghoul? We have one man to thank for that massive plot twist, George A. Romero. In 1968, he released his low-budget horror classic, Night of the Living Dead. Romero completely changed the game. He threw out the voodoo magic and the sorcerer. His zombies were reanimated corpses, yes, but they were driven by one thing and one thing only, an insatiable hunger for human flesh. He never actually used the word zombie in the film. He called them ghouls, but the image stuck. The slow, shuffling, cannibalistic monster was born, and it became the blueprint for almost every zombie we've seen since. So, next time you're watching a zombie movie, remember its incredible journey. From Nzambi, the spirit of a dead person in West Africa, to zombie, the voodoo slave in Haiti, and finally to the flesh-eating monster that haunts our pop culture today. It's a word that carries centuries of history, culture, and fear. Pretty cool, right?